Entombed in my mind, can't seem to break.
Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. Welcome to this beach house build. I ended up building in Brindleton Bay, which is the world that came with pets. I actually spend a lot of time in this world. I actually love this world. It's really pretty. The house I am building was originally going to be like a modern beach house. So originally I was in Sulani, but I couldn't find a lot that I really liked for it. So this is where we ended up. I am not going to voice over this whole build because honestly, I'm not gonna talk for like 40 minutes. I don't have that many words in me, but I will chime in from time to time and let you guys know anything that seems relatively important to what we're doing here. So like for instance, what I'm doing right now. So the house that I was kind of using as inspiration had a double garage. We don't have garages because we don't have cars in The Sims, but I liked the way it made the front of the house look, which was what I was doing there. Just making something that kind of looks like, a garage a little bit. So that's what that was. I will point out that one, I didn't use any custom content in this build. There will be a red shelf you'll see me using to place like clutter and stuff. I did not leave any of those in the build. I placed things so they're kind of floaty. So if you move things, like you kind of have to move the things on them as well. But I didn't leave the custom content shelf in there. So anyone who's looking for something like base game not base game, but that doesn't have any custom content in it, this one is the one that doesn't have any custom content in it. So I'm putting the second story on. I have a tendency to build like the street view first, and then I'll work on the inside. So that's what I'm doing here, like putting in the little balcony. I knew what I wanted it to look like. I knew what it looked like in kind of the picture that I saw that I was using as kind of inspiration. So I'm not worried about where the walls are on the inside really, because I haven't gotten there yet. I'm really just making it look pretty in the street. That's like the short version. So once I have the front of the house looking the way I wanted, which involves me like, changing the color of things, then we start on this balcony. So I had to do a couple things here to make this balcony look the way I was trying to get it to look. And that involved sizing up a few things. I forget what those things are called. Are they spandrels? Those things that I'm doing right now. I forget what they're called, but I had to end up sizing a few of them up. That is not custom content. That is stuff that came in the game. It's just bigger. Otherwise it didn't look right. It didn't look the way I wanted it to. And like I could have left it as like the tiny ones. I tried. You could see me trying, like looking at it and being like, this could work. This could work. It's not going to work. So, I ended up taking those out and trying again. And that's where you get the big ones from. So they're placed very strategically, because otherwise, like just sized up, they sit kind of funny. So I had to kind of place them very specifically to make them look the way I wanted them to look. And it actually came out okay. I actually really liked the way that ended up looking. But that's not custom content. That's not going to hit your lot as custom content either. So you should be good on that. It's just sized up. And then I put some smaller ones on the front to make the front of the house look the way I wanted it to. I do end up taking this kind of like tiny third floor room off. I was gonna put something up there, and then I didn't, because there was a lot going on and I didn't want to do it anymore. So that does end up coming off of the house, which is kind of sad considering how long I sit here fiddling with things on it. I probably could have just cut this part out because I took it out. But then I thought, like, somebody's gonna be like, why is there a third floor for like, half of the video, and then all of a sudden it goes away at the end. So that's what happened here. It also did not look the way I wanted it to look. Like, that's obvious. Like, you can see how many different things that I was trying on that little area, and it just did not do what I needed it to do for me. So that's going to end up coming off. So, just just ignore that. So I painted it like this. It looks like a really, like a blue toned white in this light, because I have a tendency to keep it on afternoon for the outside unless I'm like making sure I put lights everywhere. But it's a blue. It's like a baby blue. It's very pale blue, and I thought it looked really nice for the fact that it's like, you know, right by the water right there, and it fits. It fits with the, that's also why I ended up changing those windows to white, because I thought it looked really weird. Okay, this is me. One of the mods I have unlocks everything. So some of those things I didn't realize were like quite as ginormous as they are. So that's why sometimes you see like random really giant things just show up and then go away, because I didn't know exactly what they were or what size they were. And you kind of have to like halfway, you know, put your mouse up on the screen to make it show up to see what it is. So that's what I'm doing, and you'll see that a couple times. Most of the stuff that I'm putting out front here is debug stuff. It is not the stuff that you're going to get just in the catalog normally. And one of the mods I have keeps debug and edit objects always on. Like I don't have to put the cheats in every time I come in. So that's really helpful when you're doing things like this, like landscaping. That's honestly when I end up using most debug and stuff, is when I'm doing landscaping. So this didn't take very long, but I just wanted to make the front of the house look really nice before we started on the inside. So I did not use the rocks. Those take a really long time to place, and I just decided I didn't want to do that with my life that day. So yeah, I didn't use rocks. I put a little short fence out there. I do a little bit of landscaping in the backyard, but not a whole bunch, because this house has bedrooms that are obviously for kids. It has a master bedroom on the first floor with an ensuite bathroom. And then there are 3 bedrooms upstairs, which the way I built them, it's basically for like 2 girls and a boy. The girls' rooms seem to be more teenager friendly, I would say. And then the boys' room, I mean, he could totally be a teenager living in that room, but I was thinking more like a middle school kid. So there are 3 bedrooms upstairs, 1 downstairs. There is a full bathroom upstairs. I don't think I put a powder room on the first floor. I'm pretty sure I meant to. It's fine. But there's plenty of space in this house if you wanted to add one. Otherwise, I can just, you know, go upstairs and use the 2 bathrooms that are upstairs. There are 3 whole bathrooms in this house. Which is, it's funny though, because like my house is like that. The quote unquote public bathroom or whatever is on the 2nd floor, which drives me nuts. And then I did it in this build, whatever, yo. So I'm gonna shut up now and turn the music back up, and then you guys can keep on watching this until I think of something else interesting to say. Okay, so now that we've moved on from the living room, I did try and make that a little like lived in. This is why I use those like little poof chair things, you know, because it's a family that lives here and like they do stuff. Like it's you know, important. I moved on to the kitchen here. There's a lot of fiddly bits in the kitchen. I actually end up changing the kitchen a little bit later. Like you'll see. It doesn't turn into like a whole different kitchen, but it does change quite a bit, because I ended up circling back around and deciding I didn't like the table where it is, which, you know, changed some things. So like, I mean, it's okay. And I really thought about putting in like a giant, like it's just a big ass kitchen because like, you know, it's supposed to be like a really nice house, but like, why? It's not really, I just didn't think it was necessary for them to have like a ginormous kitchen. So I ended up just giving them like what seemed like a reasonable kitchen. It's a good sized kitchen. You can fit more than one person in there without like getting in each other's way. So you'll see some more of the floating things, like the things that I'm placing on top of the fridge right now, and the things that I put on top of these like upper cabinets. So like say right now, if you were to like go in there and move that refrigerator, those two things are still going to be floating there. It's just like you can't really interact with them anyway. So it was more just for like the aesthetic look of a lived-in kitchen. That's what I was going for, with all these like floaty bits. That, like, you know, as long as you don't move any of the furniture, they don't look like they're floating. That's the important part. Like, you know, if you're gonna move the furniture, like move the things with it. I saw a picture of a kitchen that had kind of like this accent brick wall, which is what I was thinking about doing originally on that wall, which is kind of why it's got like that clock with the only part of the wall that's painted, which is brick. I will come back and paint everything. I have a tendency to wait till the end of builds to do that. It's kind of the last thing I do is like floors and walls in all the rooms after I have furnished them. If I'm going to fully furnish a house, which I don't always, if I'm building a house for myself for a sim, a lot of the times I make it like it would be if you were actually buying a house. So like I've got the layout in there, but like there's no stuff, like there's no decorations, there's no furniture, but there's the things that you would find in a house that you were buying like in real life. So like there's, you know, toilets and stuff, but there might not be a fridge, or, you know, there's not going to be any living room furniture or anything like that. So, if anyone would like me to like, I mean, I guess you could just go out there and like delete all the stuff out of the house if like that was the kind of thing you wanted to do. But I did think about putting up like two versions, like one version where all of this stuff is in there, and then another version where the stuff isn't in there. So if anyone would be like interested in that, because like, you know, you I don't know, you're a glutton for punishment like I am with The Sims, let me know, because I can always kind of circle back and take everything out and put up a MC version of that house with like, you know, really boring walls, like they're all beige, because, you know, that's how they do you when you're looking for a wall. Like either the walls are like beige and nothing else, or the walls are just absolutely atrocious. So I won't do the atrocious thing. I was having a time with these windows. Like, you saw me in the living room have a time with those windows, and then I had a time with them in the kitchen too. I do go back through and put windows everywhere. Like, I didn't like leave it all windowless like it is now. I get there eventually. I don't know why, but for some reason that's what I do. I put the front of the house together, and then eventually I get around to the rest of it. So here we are starting work on the master bedroom downstairs, or like, you know, marking it off here because I had to put stairs in and I wasn't really sure how I wanted those stairs to go. So like, you'll see me fiddling with that a little bit, and changing some walls on the master bedroom and the ensuite because I didn't want it to be like, you know, weird gap between like the wall and the stairs. Like that would look dumb. So I did eventually get my life together on these stairs, and then we'll start working on the master, which I struggled with. I'm not even gonna lie. I put stuff in there, and then I was just like looking at the space, like what the hell do I do now? I do eventually get it together, and there's not like a ridiculous amount of stuff in their bedroom, but there's definitely room for more stuff if, say, like you picked up the house and you wanted to add something. Also, the downstairs bedroom gets the fancy 2-door, and the upstairs bedrooms get 1 door because why not? I want to do. All right, so I've run out of stuff to say again, so I'm gonna turn the music back up. Okay, there's the updated kitchen. So I ended up using dividers because you can't do like half walls from the ceiling down. and I didn't just want it open. It looked weird. So I ended up using some dividers and raising them up. It actually does look a little funky upstairs, but like not overwhelmingly so. Like you might not even notice it. So it drove me nuts, but that's because I'm a weird perfectionist. Like see it right there. Did you see it? It doesn't work. I tried putting a what do you call it? I tried putting a rug over it, and it still it still shows up. But like half the time, if I really wasn't thinking about it, I didn't see it. So we're starting on the upstairs. I'm dividing everything out. So the two rooms next to each other on the right hand side, those are the two girls' rooms, and then the smaller room connected to that one is a bathroom, and then the obviously like third room right there, kind of like over top the stairs, is the boys' room, and then there's another bathroom. So there's two full bathrooms up here, so that that way, you know, there's not like three kids fighting over one bathroom. Which is why I said, you know, it's not a huge deal that I didn't put a powder room on the first floor, because there's three whole bathrooms. Two of them are public, so like you could like lock the door on the master bedroom so nobody goes and uses the ensuite in there, and still be fine. You still got two full bathrooms that like nobody has to trek through someone's bedroom to get to. So I'm just starting work on one of the kids' rooms. I did not start this with an idea of what I wanted to do. Like I ended up just kind of putting stuff in here and like putting stuff on these shelves because, like, you know, I wanted it to look lived in. Some of this stuff is debug, like that little stuffed octopus, which is absolutely adorable. I think it's something you actually have to craft, like in the knitting skill, but it's in debug and it's cute, so I put it in there. Those little tins are actually tea tins, but like it doesn't say like tea on it or anything, so, you know, pretend it's something else. And the rest of this was just, you know, little stuff. Like the note is from Strangerville. It's like, I think it's just titled Mysterious Note, and I put that there because like the pens are right there, so, you know, maybe she makes notes and she keeps a notepad right there. Little stuff like that. I was trying to make the rooms look really, you know, nice. I do not know why platforms do that. They get rid of the wall. They do it every time. I don't know why. It drives me nuts. But you just have to rebuild the wall. It's fine. I did try to clutter up these rooms so that they look like a teenager lived in it, like a normal teenager that makes messes and stuff. So, like not ridiculous. Like the rooms aren't junky, but there's a lot of stuff. Like by the time I'm finished with the top of this dresser, a good portion of the surface of it is covered with stuff. And I did, I believe, put down some like laundry piles, so, you know, it looks like, you know, they have laundry to do. I did not put in a laundry room, so that would be something you'd have to add if you wanted that. Not all of my homes have laundry rooms in them, because if you put in the laundry, then you accumulate laundry, and sometimes it gets a little overwhelming when there's a whole bunch of people there, especially if you don't have like a maid or a butler or something like that, and it's just like, you know, a mom and like 3 kids. That's a buttload of laundry, and it fills up real quick. So there is not laundry, but there's plenty of room for it. Like you could take out one of the bathrooms upstairs and make that into a laundry room, and you'd still have 2 full bathrooms in the house, so like you wouldn't be like screwing yourself over in any way. But yeah, so we're doing the first daughter's bedroom, then we do the second daughter's bedroom, then we do the son's bedroom, and then I remembered I didn't do any of the bathrooms, so we circle back around to do that. Yeah, there's some cuts here. If I spent like 10 minutes looking for like one piece of clutter that I know exists but I can't find it or something like that, I cut that part out. Like you guys don't want to watch me fiddle around with that for like the next 10 minutes. So some of that's why sometimes you'll see the scene kind of change, and you know, obviously there's been kind of a time lapse. That's why. If it's just me being fiddly, I take it out. It's long enough without you having to sit through that. So, but here we go. We're gonna keep on looking at these bedrooms. I'm almost done with this first bedroom, and we're about to start on the second one. I did put stuff on the walls in here, and I did go back downstairs and put some more stuff. on the walls, like pictures and things of that nature, because I don't think I really put a lot on the walls downstairs when I did the first pass, but I do circle back around to that. The kids' rooms, like, they have all sorts of stuff all over their walls, because I had all sorts of stuff all over my walls when I was a kid, so I figured, why wouldn't they? But yeah, that didn't end up being fiddly. There's just me, trying to decide what to put up there. I wanted it to be lived in, but not just ungodly cluttered. Like, that's not what we're going for here. So I'll turn the music back up and let you guys keep watching. This is about the time I got really tired of doing clutter. So I actually ended up taking a break for a little while. It's fiddly. I know I keep using that word, but like, you have to fiddle with it a lot. And even with debug unlocked, like, some of those things aren't really like conducive for cluttering up a house. Like, it's like, a stack of books, the same book like 5 times. And then, an apple. Well, like, I'm not going to put an apple in there. That's disgusting. Like, so anyway, I started to get a little fatigued with clutter. And that's also the other reason I started kind of cutting out some of this, because I figured if I was getting a little fatigued with clutter, so were you guys. So I didn't cut out anything important, but there are some moments of me finding like what bits to put on tabletops and things of that nature that I just cut out. That being said, we're almost done with the second daughter's room. In my head, like how when you're building or you're playing or whatever, you kind of give them like a canon in your head, a story, or maybe not a story, but at least like a background. So in my mind, like, the 2 girls' rooms are because they're like they're the first kids. Like, you had like the couple downstairs had a set of twins first, the twin girls, and then the second time they got pregnant, they had a little boy. So by no means think that you have to do the same should you choose to pick up this lot. That was just kind of the headcanon that I was going with. And as you can see, like I said, I did eventually circle back and put windows on. That little brick situation on the side of the house is going to be the chimney. That's why that's there. Oh look, I'm getting to it now. There you go. So because I put that fireplace in the living room, that's what that was. Sometimes I put in fireplaces and I forget to put in chimneys, and then I'm upset about it because like that's not realistic, because every time you lit the stupid thing, you'd end up having smoke all in the house. But nope, this time I actually remembered. Good on me. And then once we do that, I changed out the color of some of the PCs. Like they all have the same desktop, but like it comes in different colors, and I realized that I had made them all like the same boring, like the first color you get to. So I changed those out, and then we're working on the boys' room. So look, I tried not to pick this sounds dumb. I tried not to pick like pretty stuff, quote unquote. Like, you know, boys can like pretty stuff too, and I'm not saying they can't, but you know, I tried to pick like more, I don't know, things that struck me as something like stuff that like my nephews and stuff would like I have girl children. Okay. So, but that was what I was trying to do here. And then, you know, something that makes it look like he actually does use it for schoolwork. So that's why the books are there and everything. I do end up doing his room up like I did the girls. Like, you know, he's got, you know, shelf space, storage space, just like they do. He has stuff on his walls. And I didn't do ceiling lights in their rooms because, in my experience, most bedrooms don't come with ceiling lights, honestly. So you end up having to put in like a lamp or something. So that's why they have like all these like really cute little wall lights and things of that nature to light their room instead of a ceiling light. If you can hear the banging in the background, I would once again like to apologize, because like I said in my playthrough that was posted previously, my neighbor's kids are absolutely hellacious. It is like 8 o'clock at night and they're not asleep. They're not that little. I just don't want to hear them banging against my walls anymore. It's just me being salty. It's fine. So yeah, if you hear that, I'm sorry. But at least the dog's not barking anymore. So, you know, I guess we can be thankful for that. So since they have decided to start banging on the walls again, I'm going to shut up and turn the music back up again. Okay, we're finally coming down to the wire, which is, window dressings that I forgot the first time around. And then eventually we'll paint the walls and put the floors in. So, that's nice. By the time I got to this, oh my gosh, I think I did 4 different sessions, but like to get the whole house built, I meant. But like, understand, I was not building for like 4 hours at a time. I'd be doing other stuff. So it was like, 4 different parts at different times that were filmed for this, but it's fine. This is where I circled back on the master bedroom and decided to finally put just a little bit more seating and some shelves in here so they have a little sitting space, because this is actually a really big bedroom. I wasn't 100% certain on what to do with those balconies, so there's some seating on one, and then the yoga mats like you saw on the other. The yoga mats are over by the girls' bedroom because I figured that's probably something that teenagers might want to do. Maybe, I don't know. I had a teenager that was into yoga at that age. Here we are. I finally took it off night mode. When I'm in building, if I'm putting in lights, I'll put it on night mode because it's really easy to see where I forgot to put a light, because sometimes I don't notice until it gets dark in the game. So it's just easier. All the bedrooms have like an accent wall, in the sense of like, it's not a totally different color, it's just kind of a darker color. Like it'll be a light purple, and then over the bed it had like the darker purple. So I do try and give it that. And we went with this warm orange downstairs, which is not like a normal color, but why be like everyone else? I think it's really pretty. It's like a orangey melony, I don't know, it's just really pretty. So I went ahead and put that in, and then here we go, putting through some more artwork on the walls. It just looked a little bare. Like we got most of the walls that have something on them, but there were a couple places where it was like, this looks really empty. So I went ahead and filled those in, and then see, there you go. There goes the 3rd floor. And then I finally decided what to do with this roof here, which was just make it a flat roof. I was gonna try and put like the actual roofs on there, but I didn't like the way it looked. So we went ahead and did that, and then we can finally move on to the backyard. So the backyard doesn't have a lot of stuff. It's got some stuff for the kids out there that I got from that, what was that pack? Like outdoor campers or something. I can't remember the name of it, guys. But you know what I'm talking about. So I put some stuff out there from that, and I made sure I put a little like cookout area with enough seating for everyone. There's the little like display TV type situation that you saw over there. So I tried to put something for everyone back there without like completely altering the backyard. I wanted them to have space back there because that way, if they decided to have more kids or expand the house or whatever, they they have enough space to do it. That white tower looking thing, that's a heat lamp. that's what that is. So here we go with trees again. Me trying to put something in this yard so it didn't look quite so barren on the side. So I went ahead and put some flowers around the base of the tree, because I always think that looks more realistic than just having like tree plunk. And I put a swing over there because I feel like that's something you'd have with kids. Then finally we move on to some cinematic shots so you can see what everything looks like finished. This will be on the gallery, of course, if you want to go ahead and upload it. And here are the cinematic shots.